I'm Katrina, this is Tare, and here's our winter garden tour, finally happening. I meant to do winter garden tour a little before this and was just too busy. So this is the last sunny day before a couple weeks of rain. I figured now the time to do it. So you guys have already been introduced to my pineapple guava trees, and they are doing good. They're done fruiting for the year, which is a little early. That's fine. And let me show you what else is going on. So I do have irises in the front, and they do need to be thinned. They've needed to be thinned for a couple years. I keep meaning to sell some, but they're very pretty. They will be fruiting in May. Look at this. So we do have some pineapple guava still here on the ground, and they're edible still, so maybe I'll do one more collection off the ground, but there's nothing on the trees anymore. So moving over here, I have more of the irises here and some weeds. I need to get this grass to the rabbits here. So this area of the yard is quite grown over. I haven't done much with it this year at all. There are pawpaw trees in there still somewhere, a couple about this tall, and there's there's a Tacoma stands in there somewhere. I think it's still there. Again, it dies back in winter and it comes back in summer, which is good. And then longevity spinach is down here. And the ground cherries are also still fruiting. They've been fruiting all the way through winter. They're not tasty right now, so I pretty much just wait until spring to start in on that. And then all this is lovely lavender, so that's good. So this is the driveway. Yes, we keep our garbage cans here. But there are 2 green stalks back there. I have some basil in there. I was going to bring them into the screen and porch, and it slipped my mind when it frosted and froze, and it is what it is. There's a couple of live ones, so we'll see if they last through the winter. And I'm actually gonna be planting some chard and spinach and stuff in there soon. This is Russian sage, and this just needs to be broken down. It will start leafing off of these spires if I leave it like this, but if I cut it down to the bottom, it'll go down, it'll resprout from there as well. So yeah. And then this tree here, I'll come closer in here. This tree here, I'll come closer in there, but this is Anna apple, and it is already starting to bud out its leaves, which is really early. It's an early apple. So this right here is a tree collard. This is one that's self-sown. I have had tree collards in the yard for a very long time. I had purple tree collard for the longest time. There's some that still has those genetics. And I also planted just a regular tree collard. Looking back, I probably just should have just stuck with the regular purple. Well, regular purple. It's a purple one. It's sweeter. Now's the time to be eating this. In wintertime, these sweeten up. In the summertime, they get pretty bitter. So that's where we're going. All right, here's the gate. Need to sweep it. But here's all these little things are baby tree collards, which have been decimated by slugs. I caught one the other night. But I did plant some nasturtiums, and there are some coming up, which is pretty cool. Probably should tie this one up. They lean over when they get heavy. But these little bundles are like broccoli. It's a little bit past time, but that's okay. And they can be collected just like that. And you can cook these up like broccoli. You can eat them just like this. And we're not quite to the season of cabbage moths yet. But when we get to cabbage moth season, you don't want to do that without looking. So this bed also has some nasturtiums coming up right there and right there. There's going to be more coming up. Oh, there's another one that just came up, I think, yesterday. And then this is borage and California poppy. There's another nasturtium. So we're going to have a lot. I am so excited to have this whole thing covered with nasturtiums. I hope the climbing ones climb. And I planted tall ones and short ones, so I hope they do well. So I have a kind of a jungle of dead looking sticks here. A lot of this is yarrow, and so that can really be, you know, pushed down and broken, and that's fine, but it doesn't really matter. The insects will land on those. So these have flattish tops, and it basically acts like a landing pad for the good insects. And then this right here, doesn't matter if it's up or down, you know, I could break it down, that's fine. It actually still is alive right now, but it dies back to the ground. And this is our native milkweed. So you want your butterflies to be happy, you get your milkweed going. Along this pathway, I also have this grass looking stuff. It's really long and luxurious and nice. That's saffron, guys. So you can plant saffron as a border plant here. These do dry up during the summer. I don't water them, and I get saffron around Halloween time. So over here in this bed, this is a cherry bed, and it has done really well. It's starting to you can kind of see these are budding already almost. I did get some cherry scions. I'm hoping that there's another scion exchange that has a rootstock of cherries. And if not, I will put one of the scions on one of these trees while I get a rootstock. Hi, kitty. Where are you going, kitty? Camera shy, I guess. Anyway, so that's the plan here, is to do that. The one that I got is called Black Republican, and it is a wonderful, wonderful, very meaty cherry. It's very good. So this one is a Rainier. The one over here is a multigraph with a whole bunch of different ones on it. I have a self-fertile Bing over there, and then this one here is a Stella, and that's also self-fertile, which is pretty cool. Now, below here, all this used to be, it used to be chocolate mint. Now, this is borage, which is really good. So, there's the flower for borage. Here's the flower for borage, and it tastes like cucumber. You can also eat the leaves. If you're going to eat the leaves at the larger state, then they're going to be a little prickly. I would suggest you dry them first and use them like powdered, like in a ziki sauce. I'll put a link here if I remember for that. It's pretty cool. Ziki sauce out of leafy greens. Little boy, he went and sat over on his bench there. So over here we have over here is a bunch of miner's lettuce, and the miner's lettuce is high in vitamin C. Then that just came in and showed up. So all of this is miner's lettuce. It jumped into this bed, literally. It was on the ground before, now it's in this bed. It does taste good. I've made pasta with it before, that was interesting. And it's high in vitamin C. I think I'm gonna freeze dry some of this because there's just a tremendous amount. This is the native one, it's Claytonia. Anyway. So here's another, looks like broccoli, but this is actually tree collared. So I'm gonna come out here later and pick these off. I just, pop them off like that. They're very good. This ginormous mass with all these little flower ends, they're done being seeded, and this is hot and spicy oregano, the best oregano to have. So I need to cut this back so that when it fresh grows, it will come up nice and supple. Like that one. So underneath all this stuff, there is lemon balm. It's just starting, kind of died back and starting again, but it's there. It'll come back. And look at this nice stuff. This is yarrow coming up. So again, you can see the yarrow right there, it's coming up, and then the dead sticks, that is last year's growth. At the point now we can smash those down or break them off, and it'll be good. This bed has lots and lots of borage in it and on the ground. So all this is borage, and this is all edible. It's going to be a little spiky, but it is tasty, and I'm going to be freeze drying some of it and some of that up there too. All right, so in the front here I have, this is a multi-grafted tree, mostly an apricot. If you're multi-grafting a tree, do not put apricots with other things. Put apricots with apricots because it will take over the tree. That's my experience at least. I have Santa Rosa plum is on here, and then it has a peach on the other side, which is very small. And then right here, this is one that I grafted. This is a baby Crawford peach. It's a nice size yellow peach, which is good. And this giant, look at that. Look at that. That giant is a Flavor King, and it gave me 2 fruits last year. I've recently learned that winter pruning makes growth happen, and that summer pruning is for a different reason. So I need to summer prune this, and I didn't do it in the summer. I don't need this to grow anymore. I was going to overgraft it, and I kind of think it just needs to go away because that rootstock is so vigorous. I mean, look at this thing. It's so vigorous. All right, let me go on the other side. I'll show you the apple tree and all that. This one here is a Flavor Supreme plum or pluot. And then this one is a super yummy one. This is an elephant heart plum, which is super, super good. And yes, that is my pathway. Yes, I do have soil bags there. All of that, all that green stuff right there is self-sown nasturtium. Yum! And there's also some nasturtium up there. I honestly don't know if that's nasturtium that I planted or if it's self-sowed, because I did plant some there that didn't come up, and it might be deciding now's the time. Now, in 2020, I filled all of these kind of random containers with food. I still have some garlic. There's garlic coming up in these things that I didn't harvest. And then there's some self-sown borage and some other things. I haven't planted much in there since then, and well, I think I did 2 years of that. And so I will be maybe planting more. We'll see. This is the other side of what I call jungle. So these are the Cape gooseberries, or golden berries, whatever you want to call them. And there's also some of the neighbors' morning glory on it. That's okay. I have not been in here to weed at all this year, at all. So that's on me. So there's also this little tiny, I'll just pick a leaf. See this leaf here? That's a wolfberry plant. It has spikies on it. It's this right here. And that is from Baja California originally. And it is a really, really good teeny, teeny, tiny red berry that's ready to goji berry. And it is doing a lot of growth this season. And somewhere in there, I think it died back. Somewhere in there I also have bouillon bush, which is pretty cool. All right, here is one of these Cape gooseberries or currants, or not currants, Cape gooseberries or golden berries, whatever you want to call them. Let's see how it tastes. All right, let's see how this tastes. It's actually pretty good. It's very tart, and there we go. It wants to focus on my face for some reason. It's very tart and sweet, which is a very unique flavor. It's very good. I didn't expect that with the cold we've been having. So this is the Anna apple tree. It has some really nice apples. It's early apple. You can see the leaves are starting to come out. The leaves right here are already coming out. I mean, it's early apple. I also have Belle de Boscop grafted onto here, but that's hasn't fruited yet. Here's some of the passion fruit that's still green. It'll come back fully. And the jade flower is about to bloom. All right, guys. I think this is still alive. Hard to tell. This is a self-sown tomato that never gave me any fruit. I think it was there for 3 or 4 years, so we'll see if it comes back. This is a wonderful, wonderful plant. It looks like it's coming back from the base here. If you like garlic, you will like Chinese chives. They're also called garlic chives, I believe. But it is a skinny, flat leaf. You put it in your cooking, basically once the cooking is done. If you put it in while it's cooking, it's gonna be like no flavor. So super yummy though. I'm glad to see it's coming back. All right, here's our pathway of miner's lettuce. And I haven't planted anything over here. But there's some radishes that came up from last year. I planted some radishes and some survived. And there's a potato that I planted last year that didn't come up last year. I plan to plant potatoes over here again. I'm not sure why they didn't come up when I planted them last year, but I plan to do that again this year. Now's not when you're supposed to plant potatoes, but that one wanted to grow right now, so maybe I should go get potatoes to plant. I'm also going to plant potatoes from the store, and because I spent a lot of money on those potatoes that didn't grow, and I know they're good varieties and all that, but I'd rather experiment with some that, you know, don't cost so much. All right, this is called pigeon pea, and it is a nitrogen fixer. It has seeds on it. So here's some of the seeds, seed pods, and you can eat the seeds. You can plant the seeds as this could be used as a chop and drop, and it has no growth, which is pretty cool. Flowers. All right, this is what it looks like in winter in the backyard. Once you come in the gate, all that grass is literally just grass that I let grow by accident and need to feed the animals. Don't let the weeds grow. That is my lesson to you. I did it for you. You don't have to. So let's go through and look at some of these trees. So right here is one of my pears. I have a pear here, and then golden tears, which is not edible, and another pear right here. And so those pears are Kamis and Warren, and they gave a few fruits this year, not too many. That's okay. I did plant things in this bed here, and looks like nothing's come up yet. That's okay. There's a page mandarin. Look at all that new growth. New growth with all that rain we got. And then that is a Mexicola avocado that is being shaded out by this gigantic desert gold peach, which still has leaves on it. Overachiever. Also, oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I have to take this off the tripod. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's the first flower that I can see. It's already flowering. How ridiculous is that? Let's see if it'll focus. First flower. Guys, that's amazing. It's the first flower of the year. Ugh, wow. So here we have a Blenheim apricot. I actually did summer prune it. Apricots and cherries you want to summer prune. And hi, little boy. He's been hopping around since I came in the backyard. He wanted to say hi. What, you don't want to say hi? Well, he needs to pee. Okay. And then this one right here, what did I say that one's a Blenheim? This one's a Moore Park, and that's all good. Now this one right here is a sad, sad story. I overgrafted last year Silk Road nectarine, which, if you don't know what that is, you need it in your life, over my Snow Queen nectarine. And I don't know if the Snow Queen is actually still alive or not, and I don't have a knife to check. I think I might have killed it. Anyway, so like I say, worst will happen if you kill a plant. This was not a good fruiting tree anyway, but I'd hoped to save it to graft something else onto it, and that's okay. All right, Japanese paper plant, not edible. And then this is a lilac. All right, look at this. You guys see this big trunk here, and then that little trunk there? They're the same age. I planted those the same day. They were from the same nursery and the same size when I planted them. Yeah, this is Desert Gold, early peach, which I just realized had a flower on it. And the other one is a Bonita peach. And both of them are decent peaches. Bonita has a little better flavor. Desert Gold is special because it's early, which, you know, early fruit's good. Over here is a nectar peach. So it's a white peach. It's super good. And that got a little bit of summer pruning. So again, look at this. Look at this. This is a Desert Gold. That's being ridiculous. Hi, girls. This is supposed to be a garden tour, sweeties. You need to be stars? Huh? You need to be stars? Yeah? Over after, what are you saying? All right, we'll see you girls later. Whenever I'm out here, they always want my attention. They're pretty funny girls. Now, I used to have, oh, I don't want that. All right, this is a weed right here. It is miner's lettuce, but it's a weed right here. I know, I'm sorry, there's only one. There's only one. Go back. I gave them some grass yesterday and they really enjoyed it. And I think she wanted more greens. She's like, I really like that. I need more greens. All right. So I was saying that under this tree, I used to have a tremendously yummy strawberry called Alpine strawberry. And Alpine strawberries in general, they do really, really well underneath new trees. Once that starts getting shaded out, they don't do well at all. And they won't fruit once they're shaded out. So it was good while it lasted, and I really should have moved them somewhere else, but I didn't, and now I don't have any. So I'll have to plant some or get some. So this is the pond, and the pond is doing really well. Okay, that little tree that up right there, that's a privet. I need to cut it down. It's a big weed. But there's the pond. It's doing really well. And right there, We even have some watercress, which is cool. I need that to reproduce, so I'm not going to harvest that. Watercress tastes a lot like nasturtium, or nasturtium tastes a lot like watercress, depending on which one you are familiar with. So there you go. Now over here, I haven't seen any peas or broccoli come up yet. That's why I planted in this bed. Nothing. And then this right here is a peach tree that planted itself. It is probably 14 feet tall, between 12 and 14 feet tall, and it planted itself right there. All right, let's go this way. Let's go around the pond. Over here is another bed. Again, things I planted are not up yet, but that over there is a beet that's putting out leaves for second year. And then this is chard, I believe, down here. And over here, this is a willow that planted itself. Yes, it did. I believe it came in as a wood chip. Hasn't lost all its leaves yet, which is interesting, because willows lose their leaves in the winter. All right, back over here, you guys. Look at this. Look at this. All those buds. I mean, there's leaves coming out. Look at how early that is. It's ridiculous. So I did just take out all the leaves off the shade sail, and I really should have done that before, but it means there's leaves all over stuff now. But I do have some aloe, and I didn't clean it up after myself with the leaves, but I do have some aloe, and I plan on making a video at some point of how to use it, how to kind of fillet it and use it. That'll be good. And all these long grassy things, again, are saffron. So that's cool. On each of these posts, I also have dragon fruits. So this one is a white dragon fruit, the other one is a red one, and then the one on this post is a random one that I got from someone. It was attached onto a house on a construction site. They said, hey, anybody want it? I said, sure. So it hasn't fruited yet, so I don't know what it is. All right, turning this around, ignore the weeds. So the stick part over here is the same as what's over there, which is lemon verbena. There's a grape in that one, in this one, and over here. And this looks pretty nasty now, but this is comfrey, and I have a few of them. There's one there, one here, and one over there. And yes, a pile of junk. And if you look really close, guys, there is in here, this is California poppy, but all of these right here, I believe, are garlic. Yep, that's garlic. So all of these little leaves here, that's garlic that I planted last year. Now, this bed over here is a sweet potato bed that I actually planted, I believe, turnips in. They were seeds that were loose in a bag, and the container that didn't have anything in it was turnips. So I think they're turnips. We'll find out. Anyway, there's some stuff going on over here still. Some beans are still alive, surprisingly. It's kind of ridiculous. Peppermint is also in this bed. And look what I found. This was tossed to the side underneath stuff, and I found it. So I'll put that, maybe I'll put that back in, or maybe I'll start things from it. We'll see. But look in the corner of the house here, guys. Those are sweet potato leaves right here. But right here, you guys see all the powdery mildew stuff? That's still the zucchini. I don't remember if it's zucchini or the zucchini crossed with the crookneck squash, but it's still alive, and it's the end of January. How ridiculous is that? I like it. All right, we're gonna come into this little alcove here. my little thing here. And look, daffodils. Not sure why they're facing this way, because the sun set the other direction. All right, coming this way. The these guys got like not enough water, then too much water, then I don't know what, so I think we lost some. I think some are coming back. And hi, I found a kitty. Hi, mister. But look, guys, there's strawberries. Strawberries in January. Awesome. I love having this green stalk because you can put so much in it and it keeps the strawberries off the ground. So things like possums. We have a possum that hangs out in the yard, only gets the bottom row probably. And my strawberry patch is now a mint patch, spearmint patch. So there you go. Slugs and snails, they're less likely to find these. They don't find them as fast at least. And same thing with birds. So it's pretty cool. All right, so we have some of these blackberries. I have 4 different types of blackberries here. They used to be thornless. Here's a key thing. If you have thornless blackberries and they have babies, they have thorns. Know that. Here are some citrus. We're about to have flowers here. This is Mineola Changelo. They need some fertilizer, it looks like. But that's Mineola Changelo. Looks like we have a really late fruit that started. That's interesting. We have fruit starting here and more buds. So that's cool. And then this one is clementine. This has been pretty reliable. You can see they're starting to put on new growth, and in that new growth there's little flower buds starting. So that's cool. Back there, man, that has a lot of fruit on it. So back there is a Valencia orange that I actually let the rootstock grow because the Valencia orange was so dry and so not good that I just let it grow. So we're gonna see how that turns out. It looks like there's several fruit to choose from. And then this over here is Caracara. We actually have some fruit already. So that's pretty cool. Almost ready. Back here is Travoya, and we're gonna have a boom of blossoms, it looks like. I hope it doesn't freeze. But yeah, you can see that one lost a lot of branches. You can see some dead branches over here. It lost a lot of branches this summer. And then here's a volunteer beet, yay! And this is the Bear's Lime rootstock. I have no idea what the rootstock name is, but with all this rain, I lost the Bear's Lime, which doesn't really matter to me because it never gave me fruit. So I'm gonna let that grow, see what happens. I might try and graft it. I've never grafted green graft, so I might try that. That one, okay, there's a privet. I need to take it out. But that citrus here is an improved Meyer lemon. This one we believe is an improved Meyer lemon. But it also gives regular lemons, which means I think part of the rootstock actually is growing. So, ooh, it feels ripe though. That's good. These are getting ripe, so time to start using them. Yay! I love Meyer lemons. If you're not familiar with Meyer lemons, it is a cross between like a lemon and I think a tangerine or mandarin, and it is delicious. It's so sweet. It's not like sweet, but it's a sweet lemon. How do I describe that? It's still sour, but it has much better flavor. It's awesome. So, yay! I'm glad that these are almost ready. Here's where the Raviarias. And look, the quince. The quince is blooming. Awesome. And then we have brown turkey fig. That's either a Fuji or a Gala apple. I don't remember. And then, wait, that's not brown turkey. That's Texas everbearing. Brown turkey fig on the far side. And then in front, that is a tiger panache. And that little greenery stuff hanging up is a native currant. It's a golden currant. And guys, I know it's getting dark. I started after work and then I talked to a couple neighbors, which is good. It's good to talk to neighbors. But yeah, so then on this side, I have the main quail aviary and some herbs. So I'll show you that. This is a humongous bush of sage, and I probably should trim it down and make other plants and give them away or sell them or something. This is a flower. It has, right here, it has a purple flower. I don't remember what it's called. And then this right here is called Summer Savory. You can see it's already seeded. It's already gone to seed, but so I should trim that back. But that is called Summer Savory, and it is a spice or herb. Random palm tree. Random things plant themselves in my yard. I have a palm tree. I did not plant it. So this is asparagus. You can see the little berries. There's seeds inside there. If they drop them, then they'll plant more. I have volunteer ones kind of all over. And guys, this is my mint. This is spearmint. That all used to be strawberries. It is now spearmint. And then like here, that way, is marjoram. So that is my marjoram. That's good. This bed on the far end here, I built it to be a ginger and turmeric bed. And then when it rained, I left them in and they rotted. So don't do that. Right now what's in there is I have this wonderful French sorrel. It's just become so huge. I did freeze dry some of that and I expect to freeze dry more of that. And then this is echinacea. Obviously these are not flowering right now. And this is the French sorrel seeding, which is pretty cool. But what's very cool about this is all of these are figs grown from sticks. So I literally took some cuttings that I got from a silent exchange years ago, and I had them in a pot in the screen and porch. And then I went on vacation. I'm like, oh, I don't want to have someone water these. This is before I had all the animals. And so I'm like, fine, I just put them in a bed. And until this past year, they were literally like 2 feet tall. And this year came and they went, shoo. So if you're waiting on figs, they're coming. Well, that's the majority of what I have to show you. I'm not sure I told you everything that's here. Oh, I missed dewberry. There's a dewberry over here, which are really good. They're like a blackberry, but bigger and different flavor. So that's good. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I have more stuff in the screen and porch. I have, pineapple in a pot over here, bananas inside that I got from someone. So hopefully they grow into nice plants, and I just haven't had them outside. There's curry leaf trees in the screen and porch. There's another green stalk in the screen and porch with peppers in it that actually have peppers on them. I'll put some pictures in here. It's a little dark to be filming it though. Anyway, so that's what's going on in my yard in the winter, and I hope your yard is doing really, really well. And let me know what you're growing. I would like to know what you're growing. Where's the bird? I would like to know what you're growing and what you want to grow. And I like to kind of have things everywhere. I have my beds interspersed, with enough sun from in between the trees. I have the pond centrally located. The pond does mitigate a little bit the temperature right above it. And then it also brings in insects, and I do have fish in there for mosquitoes. So I don't have those. And it's a great ecosystem. The birds come in and do that. I don't get ducks or anything. Like, it's a little pond. I hand dug it. It's like, what, like 4.5, 5 feet deep. It's not that big. I think it's like 11 feet by maybe 5 feet, but it's a weird shape. Anyway, but I like that it has, I mean, I've had dragonflies reproduce in it. I've had all sorts of water bugs show up in it. And it's pretty cool. And so I just wanted to share my winter garden with you guys. I did plant a bunch of stuff that hasn't come up yet. Like I said, the turnips have come up. I think they're turnips. And pretty much everything hasn't come up yet. Oh no, the nasturtiums in the front have come up. They're starting to right now. So that gives me a little bit of hope that the peas are not far behind. I'm just hoping that we have a flood watch this Wednesday and Thursday. So you guys, that would have already happened by the time you guys see this. And I just hope that it doesn't rain so much it rots the seeds, because I had that happen with my peas before, and it was very sad because then I didn't have peas. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I hope you enjoyed looking at the plants. Sorry it got dark on me again. And I hope you have a wonderful garden experience, and you take a little bit of what I have in my garden and maybe say, oh, I want to do that, or I want to do this. And feel free to join our live chats on Monday nights. It's Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And, you know, come up with ideas for things and all of that. You may ask and say, oh, how does this work? And I may say, oh, I would do it differently now. Because there's some things I would do differently. But there's some things I think I did right. And so there's lots of things, lots of experiences we can talk about, and it's all fun. So if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up and share this around. Everybody likes some winter content, right? It's some winter garden content. So share this around. I am in Gilroy, California, Zone 9B. And so that's gives you where I am. And yeah, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.